Hey guys, so a week ago was the 25th of May 2012, and this was actually quite a big day. Now let me quickly do some quick maths so you guys can sort of understand why this was such an important day. Now first of all, you need to know that the 25th of May is International Geek Pride Day, which is also called Towel Day, which is a reference of course to Douglas Adams' Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Now the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy was kind of most famous for answering the question to the life, the universe and everything, which of course is the number 42. Now if you take 25, 5 and 12, add them together, you get 42. But that's not where the awesome stuff stops. If you then take 42 and divide it by 2, you get 21, which is the age that I was on the 25th of May 2012. Now it's time for story time. I'm going to quickly go over some of the amazing slash mind-boggling slash completely insane things that happened on my birthday last week. So sit back, relax, grab your popcorn, and I'm going to tell you the story of my birthday. Now the first thing you need to know is the 25th of May 2012 was the release day of Men in Black 3, hence the suit and the shades. So while we're watching Men in Black 3, I thought it would be an incredibly funny idea for all of the blokes to wear suits to watch the film, and lo and behold, they all did, especially in the heat. I'm just so grateful that they all wore suits. I thought it was just such a good addition to the watching experience. Yes, I know I'm a nerd. So when we got to the cinema, it turned out I had actually forgotten my card. More on that later. Regardless, we watched the film. The film was great. I'm not going to mention any spoilers. I just think the film's great, and if you haven't seen it already and you're thinking about seeing it, but you're not quite sure if it lives up to the last two, go and watch it. Anyway, at this point, it was kind of constantly in flux. Two of my friends sort of disappeared from the pack, so when we asked where they'd gone, they kind of just said, their lift had arrived. Again, didn't think anything of it. Again, more on that later. So we made our way out of the cinema and down the road to the Apple store, because that's kind of where I wanted to go, because I'm a nerd again. And while at the Apple store, it turned out my other friend had to then go see his dad. Again, more on that later. So we all finally decided to go to a pub, but this time the pub wasn't in town, the pub was out of town, kind of nearer my house. So a group of my friends got in the car, but obviously there wasn't enough room for all of us, so 3 of us had to stay behind. That's namely me, my friend Chris, my friend Tom. So quick summary. The people who have left the party are my 2 friends from the cinema, Matt and Becky, my friend Jamie, and all my other friends who got in the car to go to the pub. And left in town is me, Chris, and Tom. Back to the story. So we waited for Chris's dad to come pick us up at the pub. So at this point, my friend Chris insists that we come back here to pick up my card. Remember, the one that I didn't bring to buy the cinema tickets. I was like, that's fine. I might as well chuck a few rounds in. It's just a bit of fun and games. So we drove back here. At this point, I walked in the house, and interesting things happened. There was a massive surprise party waiting for me. All of my friends, the 2 that abandoned us at the cinema, the one who had to go see his dad, and all the other ones in the car, they were all stood in the kitchen in a big, surprise! I was like, So I opened presents, and one of the presents I got from my friend Matt was, well, it was of adult nature. So my friend Matt decided to get me an inflatable doll. Yeah, he's like that. But it wasn't just an inflatable doll. It was a male inflatable doll. Hello, Roger. Hello. Now Roger becomes a very important part of the story later on. So we kind of just sat down, had drinks, had a barbecue. The entire barbecue was themed black and white. Ha ha. Ha ha, I was already dressed for the occasion. Then we decided to take a trip down to the local shop. So my friend Matt dared me to carry Roger to the local shop and back, and he said he'd pay me £30. I'm now £30 up. He also added an additional bet that if I went into the pub/restaurant with Roger and asked for a table for 2, he would double the £30. I'm now up £60. This was one of the most humiliating things I've ever done, but it was so worth it and just so funny. So after making the 60 quid, that pretty much summed up the night. We decided just to chill out, play some games, have some drinks, have some food, and that was it. Very peaceful, relaxing night. And I hope you enjoyed this little video, just kind of retelling the story. You kind of had to be there to enjoy it in full, but it was, quite frankly, an amazing day, and I thank you all. I also thank everyone who wished me a happy birthday on Twitter, Facebook, and all the other social networks, as well as text message, as well as any other form of communication they got through to me. Thank you very much. Anyway, that is all for this video. I'm going to take these off now, put these back on, and go and play Diablo 3. See you guys next week. Silence! Silence, Tesco. Is that Tesco? No, that's Asda. I can't see with these. Hey guys, so a week ago